Hello fellow anime geeks, welcome to the third of 4 genres that I'm reviewing for my 2020 fall end of season guide. I've tried 1/3 to complete for all of the 26 series that I tried this season, which includes everything except for ecchi. Human stories were the dominating genre this season, spanning 11 of the 26 premieres, and that's if you don't count the psychological thrillers, which are my next category, meaning almost half of this season was either comedy, slice of life, or human drama. Kuma Bear has a cutesy name and equally cutesy characters in this overpowered cute girl fantasy game isekai slice of life Imoto harem. Our blasé, wealthy protagonist wins at not only her old life, but also her new life in this world because apparently if you are indifferent enough, a deity will send you to another world with an overpowered cheat item and all of your real world money. The bipolar Majo no Tabitabi includes just as many genres with a premise similar to that of Grimm's fairy tales. Don't let the first sweet slice of life episodes fool you like they did me. This anime has both heartwarming and dark stories displaying the beautiful and horrific sides of human nature in turn. There's an addictive quality to this show, but ultimately I didn't like that there was no falling action to these little tales, nor did I like how often our protagonist was the catalyst to some awful occurrences. Maesetsu is a not-so-comedic slice of life about cute girls trying to get into comedy. Instead, it's one of those calm, everyday kinds of anime depicting the cute girl struggles of being cute, singing cute songs, and going out to eat. There is some insight into the world of stand-up, like reading the room and changing your material depending on your audience, but what I think is the coolest thing about this anime is that they hired real comedians to play themselves in a very meta stroke of genius. Kakeru is one of those anime I'm glad I tried a little bit more of, because what started as a fanservice-y oversimplification of a sport that I admire became more of a fanservice-y oversimplification of a sport that I admire, but we did cut down on the fanservice significantly and we discussed more of the techniques involved in rock climbing. There's still not a lot of character building and it's still mostly comprised of shots of cute girls, but hey, at least rock climbing is getting some screen time. In yet another episodic collection of human stories, Ikebukuro Westgate Park shows us the underbelly of Ikebukuro. Our protagonist works at his family's fresh grocery, but also has strong ties to the local gang, the G-Boys. He's got ties to information brokers and to law enforcement, so he's often involved in helping out his neighborhood. Personally, I didn't connect to anything in this story and I accidentally ended up dropping it after watching about half, but it is a nice episodic slice of life. Like my previous entry, I'm glad I watched a little bit more of Adachi and Shimamura. The constant skirt shots in the first episode were not my personal cup of tea, but once the Fudanshi were hooked, we were able to move on to a more introspective love story with a touch of the whimsical. My favorite component was the contrasting understated mood and the vibrant art. Unfortunately, the initial fanservice and the addition of the fantastical with this little alien side story didn't really let me escape that manufactured feeling. Kamisama ni Natta Hi didn't end up being what I thought in the beginning, and not even in the way that I was expecting. I knew that the hilarity of the first few episodes wasn't going to last when I found out that some of the people involved in this were behind the trilogy of sadness. And boy did this make me cut onions. But the tragic twist didn't even come from the idea that the storyline itself was building up. In fact, the whole supernatural plotline took a complete turn. Unfortunately, all of it happened in the last 4 episodes, and the ending left me with, again, a manufactured feeling. Tonikawa was a place of refuge for me in this dark season. Being able to share in a slice of romantic life with a modest, heartwarming couple was comforting. Our male protagonist is hilarious, our female protagonist is sweet, their daily interactions are idyllic, and the romance is wholesome. Just don't expect much in the way of a story because like a true slice of life, there's no ending and the supernatural aspect was just never addressed. Boy am I tired of isekai and boy was I ready to hate on Kami-tachi ni Hirowareta. But it just had to weasel its way into my heart with its unassuming plotline, wholesome characters, and consistent magic system. There's nothing special to it. It's about an overworked salaryman who gets another try at life when the gods send him to a magical world as a powerful jack-of-all-trades 8-year-old. However, this guy just wants a simple life, so we get to see him use his newfound magical powers to build stuff, clean stuff, and sell stuff. That scene with the mom though, I'm not crying, you're crying. Speaking of crying, Taiso Samurai kept passing me chopped onions at every father-daughter interaction it showed me. This grown-up sports anime about a gymnast who is a single dad shows us how the typical go-getter shonen attitude can tackle even the most difficult of adult problems. In this anime, you get typical sports anime competitions and family matters, and epic Rocky-style training montages, and a lineup of quirky characters, including a strange bird that will make you smile. But number one made me look forward to Mondays with gleeful, childlike anticipation because I knew that from the moment this adorable princess started singing about sleeping aids, I would be in a different world laughing my booty off for 24 minutes straight. How can a story about a psychopath princess who will manipulate, maim, and kill anyone that stands in the way of a good night's sleep in this strange reversal of Stockholm Syndrome be as cute and wholesome as Iruma-kun? Better yet, how was it so consistently hilarious? Maoujou de Oyasumi was a bit of cheerful magic every Monday, and I already miss it. That's it for this category, and links to all of my first impressions and information on this anime in the description. My next and final guide for fall 2020 will cover the last 4 anime in the thriller category. I'll catch you in the next video. How can a story about a psychopath princess... No, that's another anime.